we see a rise in floods. We have seen drought situations. These are some of the visible changes due to climate change and global warming.
For India, I think climate change is also an issue.
La façon dont la mousson se passe dans le pays, avec des écarts énormes selon les États, des millions d'individus qu'on force à se déplacer à toute vitesse.
India cannot be a country which can be like Europe or US. We cannot just grow as other developed nations have grown because their climatic conditions are different.
India, in the heart of Asia. The country counts 1,200,000,000 inhabitants, the second largest population after China. But 800 million people of this emerging country live on less than $2 a day.
We are a population which is more than about 1.2 billion people today, and we are still growing. And when we talk about environment or conservation or natural resources, the main issue is first that comes to mind is the food security.
En Inde, il y a 1 million de gens qui arrivent par mois sur le marché du travail. Ils ont besoin d'un emploi, donc il faut de la croissance économique. La croissance économique a besoin en Inde d'énergie.
C'est ça l'enjeu principal pour les émergents. C'est évidemment d'arriver à, je dirais, à continuer à croître, à permettre à cette population d'avoir ce rattrapage économique, mais en même temps de ne pas le faire sur ce modèle énergétique. Ce n'est plus faisable.
To meet the demand for electricity, today 59% of the nation's energy source comes from coal. India has become the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases.
At present, we are importing coal, we are importing oil, we are importing gas. We are also one of the largest emitter of CO2 gases. So, if we are able to tap renewable energy sources, it gives us energy security, it provides us access to energy to all the rural people where the grid is not there.
En Inde, le mix énergétique aujourd'hui, il est si vous prenez même les grandes centrales hydroélectriques, l'éolien et le solaire, est à près de 30%, ce qui est très très important. Bien plus important que ce qu'il y a en France, par exemple, en termes de renouvelables.
Aware of these issues, the government needs to develop renewable energies. It calls on IREDA, a public funding agency responsible for green energy.
Pour l'AFD, travailler avec IREDA, c'est s'appuyer sur un partenaire local qui connaît les acteurs, qui connaît les porteurs de projets, qui connaît la réglementation et les politiques publiques et qui lui-même va financer les projets d'investissement. Parce qu'en fait, en Inde, il y a une politique nationale d'appui au développement des énergies renouvelables, mais qui se décline différemment dans chacun des États. IREDA est le partenaire qui permet à l'AFD de comprendre cela.
Maybe for the upcoming future project, we are going to have attachment of at least 2 specialists, one from the social side and one from the environmental side.
Yes.
400 million people do not have access to energy. So we lack total transmission infrastructure for renewables. This needs to be planned now, since we should think of 100 gigawatt of solar in next 5 to 6 years. Maybe 40 gigawatts of wind in next 5 to 6 years.
Donc développer plus de capacités, et donc il va falloir mobiliser d'énormes masses d'argent. À nous, bailleurs de fonds, de les aider sur cet agenda, d'essayer d'optimiser les financements qui vont servir à la construction de ces nouvelles capacités énergétiques.
Jodhpur, northwest India, second largest city of Rajasthan state. At an hour's drive from Jodhpur, a wind turbine site, financed by IREDA, accompanied by AFD, ensuring electricity production from a renewable source.
And how many people in your family?
कितना घर में कितना मेंबर है?
घर में हमारे घर में है हाथ आठ है
7.
7. And what about electricity and power?
बिजली कोई नो
बिजली बराबर आवे आप रेट पे टाइम टाइम लाइट आ रही है?
5 घंटा दे कोई याद हो तो नहीं याद रहते वो याद नहीं याद नहीं है कि तुम्हारे
And electricity bill is
increase
yeah, because you
because
have
they
more
use
usage.
more
usage. Qu'est-ce que je ressens quand je rencontre des gens comme ça, c'est pourquoi je fais mon travail en fait. Quand je vois un projet fini, je suis contente de voir qu'il y a de l'électricité qui est produite de manière assez propre en Inde et que ça permet d'augmenter la capacité énergétique qui est disponible et que les gens puissent avoir plus d'électricité disponible pour eux.
IREDA, ça permet de financer des projets de plus petite taille, chose qu'on ne pourrait pas faire en direct. On n'est pas une banque de réseau. Donc, de travailler avec un intermédiaire financier dans un pays, ça permet d'appuyer les politiques publiques, mais auprès de beaucoup de projets, beaucoup d'entreprises.
The private developers who develop projects, they have to invest 25 to 30% of their money, and that we give them 70 to 75% of the project cost for developing renewable energy projects. Private banks are also funding RE projects now.
La première ligne de 70 millions d'euros nous a permis de financer 11 projets sur 5 États, sur un pays aussi grand que l'Inde.
Demographic issue is there, India is the second largest urban system.
Metropolitans in India cannot be growing further. So we need to decongest cities. We need to start focusing more on how to develop in the sense the right kind of development.
In this emerging nation, over 40 cities count more than 1 million inhabitants. AFD has a mandate to finance infrastructures so as to better manage urban growth and foster best environment protection standards. Bangalore, Karnataka state, southern India. This is India's Silicon Valley.
It is the 5th largest city in India. Growth of population is very fast because for the last couple of decades back, you can see the advent of information technology. It has really radically changed the metropolitan form of Bangalore.
Bangalore, capital of Karnataka state, India's Silicon Valley. With its 10 million inhabitants, the agglomeration suffers from acute pollution and a lack of public transport. Every day, 1,000 new cars are registered and congest traffic. Together with international backers, the state is developing a subway train network.
Ils veulent qu'on finance les lignes 1 et 2 en même temps.
Notre mandat en Inde, c'est la mise en place d'infrastructures urbaines, notamment dans le domaine des transports, qui sont un bon moyen de commencer à travailler avec les villes sur le sujet d'un développement maîtrisé, d'un développement urbain maîtrisé.
The first 2 lines, with some sections already operational, are the starting block of a future network.
Are you a regular user of this metro?
Yes, I'm a very regular user of the metro, but not as much as I would like to, because it's not very connected right now.
But once you're connected,
Once I'm connected, yes, because it's much safer and it's convenient. You don't have to get into the crowded buses where you're constantly pushed and elbowed by the men. So I definitely look forward to the metro coming here. Okay, I have to go. My train is here. Bye.
For now, some 40,000 travellers use the subway every day, a very low number for a city of 10 million people.
It starts from north, it goes up to here.
North-south corridor.
Yeah, north-south corridor. It goes up to the Kanakpura road end.
And the nodal point is Majestic.
The major station is Majestic Station.
You have railways, you have city bus terminal, you have regional bus services, and then plus metro. So that people will be making use of different, they can switch on to different modes of transport.
Metro systems in cities like Paris and London came about 100 years back, when the population of the city was less than 1 million. Now we are trying to put a metro system in a city which is already 10 million. So that's the biggest challenge. We have to work in a living city with people living around, moving around, working around.
We should think seriously about the climate change when we prepare the master plans for our urban areas, and this will definitely help the mankind in long run.
Metro system would be a game changer for Bangalore city. Peak hours, the traffic crawls at about 10 kilometers per hour. So if a person has to travel 10 kilometers, he spends 1 hour. With the metro system, we take less than 20 minutes. When you have traffic moving at 10 kilometers per hour, one can imagine the amount of emissions these vehicles emit. The amount of energy consumed by a metro train to carry a passenger per kilometer is 1/10 of the energy consumed by a bus to take the same passenger for 1 kilometer. And if you compare it to a car or a scooter or a motorcycle, this must be in the range of say 1/30th to 1/40th. So it is energy-wise highly efficient.
It is estimated that in 30 years, the complete metropolitan would have prevented emission of 7 million tons of CO2 in the atmosphere. "65% of India's total population live in rural areas. Here, only 60 kilometers from Bangalore, deforestation and poverty go hand in hand. Wood is often the only source of energy available to the local population. Such consumption of wood impacts the health of locals and social life.
అదే ఒక మైలు నేను కట్టలేదుకొని రావాలా ఇంక కట్లు తేవాలా కత్తిరిసల్లా పెట్టాలంటే కష్టం కదా నీళ్ళు కారుసుకొని కష్టమే.
Because of the indoor air pollution, the health of the women and children is being affected. So to avoid this indoor air pollution, as well as to find out an alternative solution for firewood, kerosene, liquefied petroleum gas, we are providing biodigesters.
In the state of Karnataka, AFD accompanies the work of NGOs Good Planet and SKG Sangha to develop production of biodigesters for rural populations. A biodigester is a simple system that converts fermentation of animal waste to produce gas. Just 2 cows provide a day's fuel for an average family and bring gas to the household. Biodigesters free women from woodcutting and collecting chores.
ಇದರಿಂದ ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಬೇಗ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೋದು, ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೋದು. ಇದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟು ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ತೆಗಿತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಬೇಸಾಯ ಏನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅಂಗಡಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರೋಷ್ಟು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಂದು 200-400 kg ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಸ್ವಂತ ನಾವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ.
By using this vermicompost, the land will develop water retention capacity. So the frequency of watering the land comes down. By that, the usage of electricity also comes down. So there also we are saving money as well as emissions. It's not only reducing the emissions, it is increasing the quality of life of the rural people.
దానిలో మనము బాగా భోజనం బాగా క్లీన్గా కావాలని పక్కలో కిచెన్ మా ఊర్లో దాన్ని చూసి ప్లాన్ చేసినాం. దానికి అన్న 2,000-3,000 కట్టుకోవచ్చు అయ్యేలే.
20% of the unit cost approximately is being paid through locally available material like sand, stone aggregates, and by contributing some labor for the construction of the plant.
Once installed, biodigesters contribute to household comfort and combating deforestation. It is estimated that each system reduces greenhouse gases equivalent to a level of 5 tons of carbon. India boasts the largest bovine population in the world. 200 million cattle emit methane and CO2, vastly contributing to the greenhouse effect. The Indian government estimates that 12 million homes could be equipped with biodigesters, inducing a positive impact on climate and society.
Il n'y aura pas quelque chose de particulier qui fera qu'on résoudra le problème climat. Il y aura forcément un besoin de changer de comportement et de trajectoire de développement.
You don't have to look at global issues. You can think globally, but then you need to act locally.
Financer le développement et financer le climat, c'est la même chose. Il faut faire du développement durable. Il n'y a pas d'optimisme ou de pessimisme. Il faut mettre en place les investissements nécessaires aux populations.
Your focus is more on increasing your GDP, but at what cost? Are we going to sacrifice our ecosystems, our environment, our natural resources? If you do not take care of our environment and ecology, the GDP will crash one day. And then we would have reached a point where it's a point of no return.